Geocaching.
How'd you spell that?
Spelled geocaching.
Right.
Geocach.
I've got it.
It's the exciting new sport sweeping the world, and once you get started, it's addictive.
Sure is. Here to tell us more about it is David Love. Good morning, David.
Good morning.
And also with us here to embark on a steep learning curve is our reporter, and I've got to say it, and I'm not happy about saying it, virgin to geocaching, Richard Cady. Good morning.
Good morning, Fred.
How are you?
Do you feel better about it now? Are you happy
I'm
now?
all right now that it's out. I'm fine.
That's good.
You've never geocached?
I never say it. I've never geocached.
Right.
I've never orienteered.
Right.
Clueless at reading maps, I'll be honest with you.
Right.
So we're looking forward to this handheld GPS system, which will help us find this treasure
Richard?
on the Water of Leith.
Describing it already.
Yes, I know, the GPS system.
Have I jumped a few there?
Yeah, well,
have I gone too quickly?
Not at all. It's all about pacing yourself, Richard. So,
well,
David,
indeed,
is this a GPS system like what you might have in your car?
And no, it's not like what you have in your car. It's actually about the same size as a mobile telephone.
Right.
And it's handheld.
Right. And what does it tell you?
It basically tells you where you are in the world.
I know where I am.
Longitude and latitude. Yeah, you're in the studio.
Yeah.
It tells you right down to the accuracy of a couple of metres where you are by using the satellites.
Right. So where are you this morning?
Well, I can tell you that we're at the Water of Leith Conservation Trust Centre on the Water of Leith.
It gives you a lot of information, that GPS system, doesn't it?
It really does, yeah.
That's fantastic.
That's actually without looking at it, Fred. I just managed to read the sign above the doorway there. But actually, it's a really gorgeous morning here in Edinburgh, and I'm really looking forward to it. The Water of Leith is obviously a beautiful part of Edinburgh, if anybody's been down this trail, and we're hoping to find some treasure.
Yeah. So, you've got your GPS system, you know where you are, but you've got to go and find treasure. Now, is the treasure, is it on a different map, grid reference, or something like that?
We use longitude and latitude because that's a worldwide mapping system, basically. And then we just go out and find it, basically, by using the GPS, and hopefully it'll bring us right onto the coordinates.
How does it actually work, David, though? How does it actually work? You've got these coordinates. And how many points are there? I mean, how many things are you trying to find? What's hidden?
Well, it all depends on the type of cache you're doing. For a basic regular cache, which is what we're going out to go and find today, there'll be one item hidden. And you basically go out, and when the GPS goes down to 0 distance, you should be stood within the vicinity, and then it's down to actually looking for it.
Right. So it's like a mixture of orienteering and the treasure hunt. Am I right?
Yes, it is. Yeah. You can also use map reading if you've got good map reading skills, and use the GPS as secondary.
Right. So
I should say that David's got a military background, so I feel like I'm in safe hands this morning. And it was a military operation to get set up this morning, Fred, I must say. But yeah, no, he didn't say that was necessary. There's all kinds of people, all kinds of walks of life who take part in this. It is a bit of a craze at the moment, isn't it?
What are you wearing, Richard?
Yeah. Sorry?
What are you wearing? I mean, are you in running? I mean, is it running gear, or are you in a camouflaged outfit?
I'm kind of. I've got my jeans on, but I'm wearing my walking boots, and it's a very sunny morning, but it's still a bit chilly in the wind. So I've got my big coat on as well, and a scarf wrapped around my neck, Fred.
Right. And David, would you normally run this, or would you walk it?
Oh, it depends on what your preferences are. Sometimes, if I'm on my own, I go for a run. Otherwise, most people just go for a walk.
I've got you.
What are the rules? If it's a sport, are there rules?
The very basic rules of going out to find a cache is basically when you find it, there's some little trinkets inside the box, all family friendly. If you want to take something out, you replace something so that the contents don't get depleted. And basically then rehide it as good as what you found it, or better, as long as it's in the same place.
Is the fun about actually finding it in the first place rather than actually what's in it, the contents itself?
It is for me and most adults. It's more the going out and being taken to the place and actually finding the container. When people have got the kids along, such as when I take my daughter out, they just love actually being able to swap something, And sometimes you find some good stuff in there that's useful to yourself.
David, you know it's only a matter of time till Stan Collymore abuses this.
No comment on that one.
Something to swap out there. Walking about in the dark with a GPS in your hand. And it's not just in Scotland that this is happening, it's happening all over the world.
It is. It's worldwide. Over 220 countries, basically.
Wasn't there a story of a candle that made its way from Australia to Arizona?
I believe there is. That's what it's called, a hitchhiker or travel bug.
Right.
And just as good as that, I've had a travel bug that's travelled from the UK, all around the UK, to Australia, to America, back to the UK, back to America, and it's still in America at the present moment.
What was it, David?
It was a little soldier that's on the run.
A bit like yourself, although I should say.
I'm not sure I'm altogether with you on this.
I'm trying to understand this as well. So you've got this GPS system, coordinates, is that right? They've got coordinates. You find a bit of something in a cache, you then take it out, you put something else in. What do you do with the thing you've taken out?
Whatever you want. What I think lost you was the travel bug concept. The travel bugs actually belong to the person who sent them out, and they're not actually swap items. And the mission of them, they're trackable on the site, on geocaching.com. And basically they've got a tracking number to them which is unique to that item, and when you take it out you log it as taking it out, and then when you place it into a new cache you log it as going in there,
so the
and
next time you go out,
recorded on its travels.
What would happen if you go out of a day, David, and you key in the coordinates? So presumably you pick up the coordinates from the website.
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, and you know there's a cache at that location and you set off. Yes? What would happen if somebody put in the wrong coordinates?
You don't find it.
Right.
As simple as that. Or even if I put in the wrong coordinates, you don't find it unless you use a bit of intuition. Sometimes you can be lucky and think about the clue that you get, and if you're lucky and it's fairly close by and it's only slightly wrong, you can still find it. But you do have the times when you go out and you don't find the cache. But that's part of the hunt. That's what treasure hunting's about, isn't it?
Right. And I've heard that the non-cachers are called muggles, I think Richard was saying.
Yeah, I am indeed a muggle this morning, Fred, it must be said.
But by the time we speak to you next, you'll be a cacher.
Could easily be. You never know. Let's hope so. I brought a Fred Macaulay t-shirt with me this morning, Fred, so I'm going to be taking out a little bit of something, bringing it back to you, and replacing it with a Macaulay & Co t-shirt.
So then you would have to log on to the internet and say, right, at such and such a location there is a t-shirt, yeah?
Yes, that's right.
That's how
I wonder if somebody could find it when we're on air. Is that possible?
I suppose it is.
Producer, is that possible? She's reading something else.
Yeah.
Is that possible, David?
Is it possible?
Yeah, that is possible.
So you could tell us the coordinates then, and we could give it out over the air, and somebody could possibly try and find it.
There's an idea.
It might work.
Yeah,
might not
if you
work.
like, yeah, I could do that, but they would really need to have a GPS to do it first.
Someone will have a GPS.
Doing it off the cuff.
Okay.
If they're doing it off the cuff, yes, they could.
What coordinates are you at then?
Right. You need to give me a minute because
It'd be worth trying, wouldn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, well, we could do that if you like. I mean, we
know
can.
the clues are that they're at the Water of Leith.
Well, that's good.
And there's a reversing lorry in the background.
She's been reversing for the last half an hour.
That's good. I wonder if a listener could go and find the jersey, the T-shirt.
The idea was that we were going to set off and find a number of these caches, and then the last one that we came to, we were going to put the T-shirt in. But we can change it. We can change it if you want to.
Right, stick it in the first cache.
David is back, and he's got the coordinates now.
Here are the coordinates.
Yeah, the coordinates for the last cache that we're going to do, which is called Under the Boardwalk, is north 55 degrees, 55.458. West 003 degrees, 14.974.
Okay.
And the clue for that is at the end. And that's what you're going to get to know about it.
All right. Well, let's see how that goes.
So basically, Fred, so that is, they're going to hide a T-shirt. Have I got this right? In somewhere north 55, then 55.458. Is that right?
Yeah.
Then west 003. 14.974.
Yep. I can give you the British grid for that as well, if anybody might want to grab a map and fire out with it.
Definitely, go ahead.
It's a 10-figure grid, so that's right down to 1 metre accuracy.
Okay.
It's NT 22014 70835.
Cool.
Is this one of your caches, David? I'm assuming it is because you know the location so pinpoint accurately. But you've got about 30 in Edinburgh, all over Edinburgh, haven't you? It's instead of there's how many? 110 or 120 or something in total in Edinburgh. And you've got 30 of them. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, this is one of my caches. I own about 30 of them, and there is on around about 100 within about 8-mile radius of Edinburgh Castle.
And before you set off, David and Richard, can I ask, the cache itself, does it look like, is it a metallic cylinder like you would get in the Blue Peter Garden, that they, remember the thing that they stuck? I mean, is it watertight? Or is it a box? What is it?
It goes down to the ingenuity of the actual cache placer. The one that I've just given there is a plastic container. It's lockable sides, and we like to try and keep them all watertight if possible.
Good stuff, David.
Oh,
this is good. We'll drop in on you throughout the programme and find out how you're both getting on. Thanks very much for taking Richard under your wing. And
oh, you're welcome. He's unlikely so.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for that.
Thanks a lot, Fred.
Interesting stuff. The geocaching has begun. You listen to Macaulay & Co. on BBC Radio Scotland with Fred Macaulay and John Beattie. There's more insight and intrigue on Radio Scotland with Dee Dee Stark. Rummaging around in a shrubbery, Richard Cady is geocaching. It's treasure hunting using a GPS navigation system with geocacher David Love, and they're near the Water of Leith. How are you getting on?
Very well, thank you, Fred. It really is addictive, and I don't consider myself a muggle anymore because I have actually found 2 caches. And the first one, it did warn you in the clues that were given that you might get your feet wet, so wear some waterproof boots, and thankfully I had to. Because I got a boot full.
All right.
And it was much to the amusement of David, because he was the one who placed it there under the profile of Haggis Hunter, we should point out.
And what did you get?
Well, in there, finally, it was very well hidden upstream in this sort of slate rock, and I had to move a couple of rocks out the way in order to find this container. And it was a car for car, it's like a toy car for toy car sort of box. So people take a car out and they put another one in. But I only had with me a copy of Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. So I got special permission to take a little black Lamborghini out and put a copy of Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon in there.
Nice one.
And then also we found a travel bug in there. You remember before we were talking about these travel bugs which you take out and eventually they make their way around the world. Well, this one was originally from Sweden, and it wanted to go to Australia using as many caches as possible. Then it wanted to end up back in Sweden. So we've actually removed that, and David's going to log that online. And then we made our way from there through some medieval sort of stone little grotto, which was really weird. It had sort of shells all over this dome ceiling. It was very strange, but quite nice. We made our way up the hill, around some oak trees, and at the foot of one of the oak trees we found Del View, which was placed by a profile called Firth of Forth. And in there was lots of little things. It was much smaller little cache. But there was another travel bug in there, which was a coin, which David has got. And you can speak to David, actually, because he's on the other line if you want to.
Hi, David.
Hi, Fred.
What is the travel bug? What coin is it? What kind of coin is it?
It's called a geocoin, and it's basically the same as what travel bugs are, but they get minted. The particular one I picked up is a Celtic Casher coin, and I don't know anything else about it because there's no information with this particular coin, so I won't find out until I get online and I look at it.
Right.
But suffice to say, I'll be moving it on within the next day or 2.
Okay, well, you can move it on even quicker than that because we'll let you go. We've still got 15 minutes to go, and we'll return to you in just a wee bit, okay?
Okay, speak to you soon.
See you in a bit, guys. 4 minutes to, and if you're still with us, we've got Richard Cady geocaching this morning. He's down in the neck of the woods known as the Water of Leith. We know that he was at the Water of Leith because he got a watery foot when he stuck his foot in the Water of Leith, and it lived up to its name because he got wet. Richard,
Hello.
how many caches have you moved on since we last
Well,
spoke?
we had to run actually for this one because we didn't have much time, but we ran back from Del View where I left a little shell-like necklace and took out a little China frog, which I should give to my daughter Lara later, and also that coin that David was telling us about. We've run and we've gone back to the one where we left the Macaulay & Co t-shirt earlier, and amazingly we met a couple here, Charlotte and her boyfriend, and actually the boyfriend was this guy into the GPS. They found the t-shirt, but Charlotte has said that she'd come on, so you can speak to her if you like.
Well, indeed. Good morning, Charlotte.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Are you a regular listener, Charlotte?
Yeah, just in the morning while we're pottering around the house and stuff.
What do you do with yourself?
I actually, I work in conservation.
Right, and when did you get into geocaching?
Well, it's really my husband's hobby, but I just tag along because I enjoy the walking that goes along with it and being out in the countryside and things.
Yeah,
and they were listening with it and got the code.
Yeah, they got the code, and you went it, and you've got the T-shirt. Is it the correct size, Charlotte?
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
It's one size fits all. No, it's a medium actually. I should say the only one I could find in the office was the production team one. So you're an unofficial member of the Macaulay & Co. production team.
Oh, is that right? Does it say team?
Yeah,
oh,
it does. Production team across the back. Yeah.
You see,
I usually wear it on top of any other clothing that I'm wearing when I'm out doing my daily shopping.
That'll find its way onto eBay. Never mind into geocache.
It will, yeah.
So
actually, my profile that was hidden under, and all the other things that I've logged in the logbooks from the other caches that we've been to this morning, was logged under Challenge Katie, courtesy of Macaulay & Co. Radio Scotland.
So Charlotte, you were listening and you heard N55 055.458 W003 14.974 and thought, I know what that means.
Yep, that's right.
Fantastic.
How long did it take you to find it?
Well, probably about, from leaving the house to finding the cache, about 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
Yeah.
That's pretty
Bombed
good.
up on our bike.
I've got
You
to
don't
say,
live far away, I'm guessing.
No, not very far away at all.
so, and you've still got Dave there with you, yes, Richard?
Yes, I'm still
Dave,
here.
How's Richard been getting on then with his first day geocaching? Because I have to say, he thought it was cache with an S, not with a C. That's why he was so enthusiastic.
He's done fantastic, even with a squelchy foot.
That's great. We were just talking about that the other day. Falling in, I fell in, walking home with a squelchy foot. You know you're going to get a row when you get home, Richard. Told you not to go near the water.
I actually think this geocaching stuff sounds good because it's orienteering in the city with something findable, if you want.
Or it could be anywhere, really. Anywhere in the planet.
Yeah, it is anywhere. It's also mountains, countryside, you name it. If it's interesting, there's either a cache there or likely to end up with one in due course.
It was really good fun, I must say, but Charlotte, of your husband, what's his name, by the way?
Patrick.
Patrick, does he mind if we put the T-shirt back? I mean, I can, is that okay? For somebody else, that you can take something else out of the little...
She can keep the T-shirt. We'll put another
T-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, then we'll let...
Got on their bikes.
Let you keep it.
Good on them. Thanks to Charlotte and Patrick.
There's a nice little badge that I could offer you that's in there with a little girl running.
I quite like that badge.
Give her the badge as well. We'll say goodbye to David Love and Richard Cady, and our thanks to them. Thanks also to Jeff Szynski,
Vicky Johnson,
Gregor Tate,
David Carey,
Brian Mooney,
Lisa McKenzie,
Paul Story. A lot of gold medalists today. Join us tomorrow. We're going to be joined by posh actress Claire King.